The Samsung Radioshack 500 on Fox is brought to you by Radioshack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
I'm Kurt Busch. I live in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. I want to send out a salute to all of our armed forces across seas. Return home safe, get the job done.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. Big gainers on pit stops. Matt Kenseth, 3rd to 1st. Tony Stewart, 14th to 9th. The big loser, Dale Earnhardt Jr. from 7th to 15th.
Look like the fans want us to do a little something here. How about it? Let's crank it up.
Green flag, come on.
Matt Kenseth, the race leader. His Roush Racing teammate Jeff Burton is right behind him, trying to get back on the lead lap.
And Ricky Rudd in the 21, he's 2 laps down right behind Jeff Burton. Again, has that Roush power plant in it as well.
Then the 2nd place car of Jeff Gordon. Here comes Burton, who won the inaugural Winston Cup race here in 1997. Two more teammates in traffic, 9th and 10th. The green car of Bobby Labonte, number 18, and Tony Stewart. Dick Berggren.
Well, Tony Stewart picked up 7 spots on that round of pit stops. I should say his crew picked it up for him. They took 4 tires, made a minor chassis adjustment. Steve?
Dick, to follow up on Bobby Labonte again, he's been complaining about the car being down on power. They thought they have a cracked tailpipe, but also crew chief Michael Fatback McSwain said the car is tight, and the tightness of the car is binding up the motor. If we can get the car freed up, the motor will run better. Just hang in there. We're only halfway. Jeannie Zelasco.
Well, DW spoke earlier about drivers happy with their car, just focusing on racing, and that pretty much describes Mark Martin today. 2 stops ago, no adjustments, just the 4 tires. He's starting to get a little bit tight. So on the menu this last stop, a round of bite and 4 tires. Matt?
Jeannie, Jeff Gordon fighting a balance problem. They were talking about putting a round in the right rear to get the spoiler up in the air to have him out. Instead, they decided just to have Caleb Hurd, the catch cam man, bump up the rear spoiler a little. He runs in 2nd. His teammate Jimmy Johnson on the move. He was tight before. A 4-tire change with both air and wedge adjustment. They also pulled out the left front fender as they're going side by side. He's trying for a 2nd back-to-back top 10 this year. Meanwhile, as the 38 drops back, the 12 on the inside. Ryan Newman fighting an aero-tight problem today. No changes at his last stop, just 4 tires.
Well, Elliott Sadler in that 38 car, he has lost about 3 positions just in the last couple laps here, Darrell. You know, his car was good on fresh tires a while ago.
Yeah, I think what happened, he got up out of the groove a little bit, and I think it kind of took his breath away, and he's regrouping here right now. I think you'll see him come back.
We're halfway. Here in Texas, only 2 cars in the garage. Bill Elliott, who lost an engine at lap 47, and Tony Raines has pulled in just a few laps ago.
When a car is so as consistent as his has been, and all of a sudden driving the corner and it takes off a little bit with you, it makes you think for a moment.
Whoa, Elliott Sadler's in trouble on the backstretch.
Yeah, I think something was wrong. I think he was having a problem of some kind because
hard hit. Caution is out. I didn't mean to scare you, Darrell, but I saw the red car run up behind him. Jeff Burton gets his lap back.
And something's wrong with our leader, maybe. Matt Kenseth slowed so much that Jeff Gordon blew right past him on the run to the caution.
I think he was trying to let the 21 and the 97 get a lap
Exactly.
And Gordon didn't go for it.
Elliott Sadler appears to be okay, taking the helmet off.
I think something was happening to that 38 car.
Exactly.
Down in turns 3 and 4 here, he kind of shot up the racetrack all at once as if it was a surprise, and then he fell back. Then he looked like he said, okay, it's all right. Then he had that problem.
Yeah, it's almost like he never was going from the time they dropped the green flag, and I'm sure we'll probably, I hope, see it on a replay, but as he came off too, a red car ran up underneath him. Looks like it got him loose, and we'll see it here. It's Jeremy Mayfield, the 19 car.
Oh, he just gets out. The car just, apparently on that set of tires there was just something that changed the car dramatically over what it had been earlier.
Elliott's climbed out of the car, and he is okay after leading 91 laps today and ending up at the inside wall hard.
Man. That is a hard lick. I mean, you're running so fast everywhere on this racetrack.
Steve?
Mike, Elliott Sadler never said a word before that incident, but I can tell you something a little bit unusual. Bill Elliott may be gone, but his tires and wheels are on that 38 car of Elliott Sadler. They put a set of scuff tires on, and I don't know if that contributed to the problem, but he did crash hard into that retaining wall.
And a crash on pit road. As they came in, Ward Burton got turned around.
He and Joe Nemechek got together somewhere or another.
Dale Jarrett may also have been involved. Not all cars came in. Johnny Benson is in. Earnhardt Jr., McMurray, Green, Bobby Labonte, Nadeau, Jarrett, Foyt. And let's show you what happened on pit road. Well, we've seen this before this season. A driver with Kurt Busch at Las Vegas.
The reason Ward Burton was coming across like that, he's in the second pit from the entrance of pit road. He was just trying to get into his pit box.
Yeah, they're down here taping up the nose on the 88 now because he got quite a bit of damage.
It looked a lot like Busch's incident at Las Vegas when a driver's pitted up to turn 4 into pit road and makes a late move in. There's apt to be somebody there.
It's almost like Ward Burton didn't decide to pit to the last minute. Then when he got on pit road, he was all the way to the outside and had to get into his pit box and causes the problem. We need to document that Ricky Rudd and Kurt Busch did not get their lap back. Ricky Rudd trying to get one of 2 laps back.
Elliott Sadler crashes hard, bringing out the 5th caution of the day.
Welcome back to Samsung Radio Shack 500 here in Texas. Matt Kenseth leading Jeff Gordon just past the halfway point, and no driver who has ever led this race at the halfway point has gone on to win. Kenseth leading at that point. This is a Visa Race Break with Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers here in the Hollywood Hotel here at the Great American Speedway. And so far, an interesting race. It's almost as if you dominate, you don't hang around long. We saw Bill Elliott leading, and then Elliott Sadler with a tough hit in the wall. Both have led the most laps, both out of the race.
Well, unfortunately, we keep talking about the fact where this racetrack is. You've got to pace yourself a little bit. It'll kind of lull you into one of those things, think, well, I got it figured out, I got it figured out. Just like what happened to Elliott Sadler. They made a little chassis adjustment. Car got away from him. And the other side of it is, again, these RPMs, the further we go in this race, don't be surprised if we don't see more engine problems. Got to be careful on restarts, not to spin the tires. There's a lot of little pitfalls when you come to racing here at Texas. You got to be on your game the entire 500 miles.
Final day of practice. The Hendrick cars were 4 in the top 10, and of course Jeff Gordon watching closely, running second. He's led now in 5 straight races. Hasn't yet won this year, but is in position here.
Oh, he's right now in the catbird seat, I think, because he is one of those guys who's very smart, just like the leader right now, Matt Kenseth. But he is very, very intelligent when it comes to knowing when to race and how to race.
All right, let's watch Kenseth here as they race back to the line.
Yeah, the cautions come out, and you see there's the 24 car, but the 99 just passed his teammate. Well, all of a sudden, Gordon kept digging, and he raced everybody else back to the line, which kept the 97 car as well as the 21 car. Didn't get their laps back because of that. As you saw on that replay, the 17 still in front of the 24, and NASCAR said, hey,
if the leader
backs off, you should back off with him. The leader is the car that's supposed to keep everybody else a lap down. If he so chooses to back off, for safety reasons only, you should back off also.
And we saw an example of, it was certainly different circumstances, but the leader caught at a tough spot in a restart yesterday with Brian Vickers, certainly in that Busch race.
Yeah, it was one of those situations that kind of like unfortunate, but this right here is one of those times right there. The only time you need to be racing back to that start-finish line is after the white flag's been displayed for the checker.
All right, let's check in with Matt Yoka. Matt?
Well, keep one thing in mind, guys, before the race this afternoon, The team on pit road, the last word before they broke from their huddle was points. They're keeping points in mind. Kurt Busch, second in points. Jeff Gordon was trying to keep him a lap down. After they crossed the start-finish line, Gordon came on the radio and said, I don't know what NASCAR wants to do, but I wasn't about to let all those guys get their laps back. Thinking about points, the bigger picture here this afternoon as well.
Here's what I don't understand. Okay, here's the leader up here, 17. He slows down. He's trying to help his teammate, 99, get a lap back. Here comes Gordo. He goes by the 17. Now, if you watch these two cars closing here, Ricky Rudd and whoever that other car is, if Gordon is not the leader, then those guys should have gotten their lap back.
Because they beat Kenseth to the line.
They beat Kenseth to the line. So, I mean, who's the leader?
And who's got a lap back? So NASCAR is reviewing the run to the caution flag as we are. And we'll have a decision from them shortly. Dick Berggren is with the man who led 91 laps earlier today.
And he is sore but bitterly disappointed. Elliott, what happened?
I'm not real sure. I don't know if it was a bad set of tires or actually I had a right rear going down. I just told him 2 laps of 40 and I said, man, I'm going to wreck this thing. It's so loose. And I looked, when I got out the car, the right rear was flat, but they probably did that when I skidded. But a very hard hit. But I'm going to tell my mom and dad I'm okay at home and just apologize to all the M&M fans and Robert Yates fans. We had a great race car. Just something went wrong with his last set of tires. We lost some positions and finally wrecked. Hard hit, but they did a great job on the safety equipment and everybody at home, so I really appreciate that.
See you next week at Talladega. Thanks.
You know, it almost looks like because he is all the way up on the straightaway, almost, I would almost think that something might have happened to that right rear tire because I think he had a problem and didn't know what it was. And a tire going down make you loose.
174 laps complete in the Samsung Radio Shack 500 as we work the 5th caution period of the day.